Michael for On the Town, episode 1.8, Back to the Best. I'll get to the title in a minute. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these updates, and it's really great to be back, and better than ever, if I may say so myself. As you can see, we've rebranded this web series, one of our two web series, On the Town and the Shakespeare Series, which we'll get to in a moment. But we can bring you greater quality video now, thanks to technology finally catching up with us. And we can also bring you more content, which we're happy to do. We are currently at episode 1.8 on this series, as well as the Shakespeare series. Now, we thought that it would be a great idea to do a recap since we've been away for a while. As you know, if you were staying in touch with us and friended us and followed our newsletter on our company page, acclaimtheatricals.com, last year, we were pretty busy for most of the year in pre-production for our short film Impetus, which we'll get to in a moment. But since we were sort of out of touch with you for a little bit during that process, I thought it'd be great to do a recap. But before I do that, again, I will recommend that you go over to our homepage, acclaimtheatricals.com, if you haven't in a while, and sign up for our newsletter, explore the site. We made some significant upgrades to our site, especially the homepage. You'll see extensive social media upgrades with Pinterest and LinkedIn. We have voiceover demo samples with SoundCloud. Pinterest is something that's really becoming quite popular, and LinkedIn has had significant system upgrades. It's really become quite a valuable tool to any business or any social media part of your marketing campaign, whether you're an actor or a production company. Now, as for the Shakespeare series, we are currently in our first season, nearing the end of the season with 12 episodes, which I'm doing of male monologues. Now, we're expanding on that with the second season. We are currently casting for all female roles for the second season. We'd like for any classically trained, passionate actresses who would like to partake in the second season, who are interested in auditioning to be part of the second season, by all means to get in touch and let us know if you'd like to audition. We'll have auditions coming up in the next month or so, as soon as the end of the first season completes. And of course, you should subscribe to our YouTube channels where our content is currently hosted. And there are samples of both the Shakespeare series and On the Town hosted on the company page, as well as both of our YouTube channels for AcclaimTheatricals.com and Gregory Michael's YouTube channel, my channel. So by all means, subscribe to either or both, and you can see samples of the content. We are also currently casting for this series, On the Town, for the second season. What we're doing is looking for virtual hosts. There's a press release on the site, and there will be video tutorials posted in about a week from today for both positions, describing what we're looking for both series as well as freelance web designers. We are adding that to our media services package for our company, for the production company. We are approaching that in a different way, which I'll explain in the video tutorials. Now, something else that is going on, that by being a part of our newsletter fan base, if you sign up for that, you will know before the public does that I'm currently applying for a SAG-AFTRA signatory status, which means that for our union members, you can, if you'd like to be part of either of our web series or any future upcoming film projects that we're doing or theater projects, I'm hoping to be able to put you under a union contract, because I'm a union member myself of both Equity, SAG, and AFTRA. I have been for some time, so I do value that, and I hope that I can help your career as a part of our fan base to help you either continue earning your pension credits and getting work and paying you as a professional actor, which you certainly deserve, or artist, as I appreciate being, or to help those who have been working for some time to get their union card. If I have a role that you're appropriate for, I would be more than happy to offer you a contract. So by all means, sign up for the newsletter, stay in touch. I should know something within the next week or so. Hopefully that process has become a lot faster. It's done most online now. So yes, I've been very busy with editing and creating content for the web series and writing scripts and developing feature film screenplays, as you know, and plays. Now, as for last year, most of you who are watching this probably were signed up for our newsletter or were checking in on the company. You know that we're in pre-production, as I said, for Impetus. And you can read more about where that project stands. We are about to launch the second phase of fundraising later this fall with a fundraising event and raffle prizes. So again, you want to sign up and stay in touch. There are also, of course, there's merchandise on the site, including, similar to this t-shirt, there are various colors for men and women that you can choose from. Merchandise, if you want to support our project by purchasing something, it would be greatly appreciated. Now, I know that many of you have been asking if we're nonprofit, and of course, we're donating 5% of all profits from the proceeds of your donations for this project, simply because we believe in giving back. And there are a list of our favorite charities on our charities page on the home site. So if you do want to purchase an item, you can let us know your favorite charity, and 5% will be donated to that charity on your behalf. So how about that? Now, we are also going to be looking into ways of making your donations tax deductible for the 2013 tax year. That is something that I'll be working on over the next few months, and hopefully by the time we launch our fundraiser this fall, you'll be able to come and see the trailers for our film, which we'll be shooting this summer, and make a donation to the project and be able to get a tax write-off donation. So yes, we are aware of how that can be beneficial to you and to us. Oh, another big surprise that we're very happy about, very excited about, as of February, the end of February, that was our 1-year anniversary of launching our company's site. So what that means is we've had over 20,000 visitors as of the anniversary a month ago, and we are now currently approaching over 23,000. So your support by liking our Facebook and our IMDb pages is certainly paying off. Now, let's get to some entertainment. There were so many things happening in Broadway here in Manhattan last year. If you didn't make it to the Big Apple last theater season from 2012 to 2013, I thought I'd like to do a recap. Broadway, Wit, Cynthia Nixon. She's one of my favorite actresses, always has been. I've had great respect for her, even though she's most noted for her character Miranda in the Sex and the City series for the television and films. She's also quite the stage actress, and she proved that once again in 2012 by her performance in Wit. She's very brave and very vulnerable for a character that could easily be played as a very feared character, similar to Meryl Streep's character Miranda in Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada. But Cynthia maintained a balance, a finely tuned balance of strength and vulnerability, which for that type of character, let's face it, a ballsy woman can sometimes be thought of as less pleasant than a male character, but Cynthia maintained that strength and that courage and that vulnerability, which the audience certainly appealed. Now, she was also in a production of The Rabbit Hole, which became a screenplay that was starring Nicole Kidman and Aaron Eckhart back in 2008 or 2010. You can check that on IMDb, of course. It was written by David Lindsay Bear. She was also in a production of The Women, as well as Last Night in Ballet. Now, don't dress for dinner. Literally. Just kidding. Yes, you can dress for dinner, but I'm talking about the Broadway play that was produced by the Roundabout Theater here in Manhattan at the beautiful American Airlines Theater. It was, if you like high comedy drama, you'd probably really appreciate this. And I'm pretty sure it's being done regionally around the country, so this is one that I would recommend you keep an eye out for. Again, the title is Don't Dress for Dinner. It was written by Mark Camillotti. Now, if you liked Boing Boing, if you saw Boing Boing, you know, the original production, the first production in black and white, well, he directed, or rewrote Boing Boing for another Broadway production, which also had co-starred Jennifer Tilly, who was best known for some of her on-camera comedy chops in, I think it was The Nanny. Well, it was great to see Jennifer on stage playing the boards of Broadway with her comic chops. Coincidentally, she also, as well as Cynthia, was in a production of The Women. Her character was, yes, Crystal Allen. So kudos to Jennifer Tilly and to Cynthia Nixon. Seminar. No, I'm not doing a seminar. I'm talking about the Broadway play that starred Jeffrey Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum, not Jeffrey, he probably wouldn't appreciate that. So yes, the production started in 2011 and ran through 2012. It's by that talented writer chick, Teresa Rebeck. You might know her from the NBC musical drama Smash, that's currently in its second season. Teresa's quite the talented writer for stage and screen, as you've seen with Smash. Seminar was well done. It's a play that housed, the way it works is that Jeff Goldblum's character, he leads a writing group, and the other characters, the supporting characters, they all stop by to pick up scripts that they've never read. It's quite interesting. As with anything dealing with writing, this play had some tenuous writer angst. Some of the characters were the other actors who were Jerry O'Connell, whom you might know from Rob Reiner's named signature play Stand By Me. He was in that. He's done a lot of things. He also was in Jerry Maguire, played alongside Tom Cruise in Jerry Maguire as the quarterback Frank Kushner. In addition, another actor that you might be familiar with who was in Seminar was Justin Long. He played Marty. He's quite a busy actor, as well as recently produced and co-wrote and co-starred in a production called a film called A Case of You, alongside Evan Rachel Wood. Now, again, the play opened with these characters all stopping by and picking up scripts that they'd never seen, and the characters were very layered, and they all the relationships unfolded and all the writer angst unfolded. And it was really surprised, because it could have been one of those stationary plays where everyone's sitting around in a writing group and just driving the audience insane, but that's not the case. So if you do see Seminar in the regional theater area in your neighborhood, I would definitely recommend seeing it. I think you'll enjoy it. Now, one of my favorites that came to Broadway was Clybourne Park. I was fortunate enough to see it at the Mark Taper Forum in Los Angeles before it came to Broadway. Now, if you are a theater professional, you've probably either read or have seen a production of A Raisin in the Sun. If you haven't, shame, shame, shame. Seriously, come on. All right, so Clybourne Park is the generational continuation, at least that's how I think of it, of A Raisin in the Sun. We pick up in the first act of the play with the grandchildren of the youngers, or the offspring of the youngers in the first act, and then it becomes contemporary setting in the second. It again opened at the Mark Taper Forum, and I saw it there when it was still getting its legs under it with the chemistry of the cast, and they were doing a fine job. And most of the cast, I believe, stayed intact when they came to Broadway. So I was able to see it in its inception here, and it was really good to see it evolve and become solid and the rhythm grow. So it was a nice surprise. Another nice surprise that was not traditional Broadway fare is a play called Magic Bird. That's right, it's dealing with Magic Johnson and Larry Bird's contentious relationship. If you are a sports fan and you follow basketball, you probably know that they were like two competitors who were always at each other, and they kept each other going and probably raised the skill level of each other by doing so. So to see and not be a traditional sports fan, I am not a huge fan. I'll watch a game every now and then. So it kept me engaged simply because, well, it was nice to see a staging of it on stage on Broadway, but it was also nice to see that it focused not only on the sport, but also on the relationship, and how that competitive relationship can be an asset to someone at such a high level and high pressured game that sacrifices so much, like in the arts. So I would recommend checking it out. I believe it's being done around the country regionally. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find it. Now, that's some of the theater that you might have missed if you weren't in the Big Apple. So now let's talk some music. 2012 to 2013 had a lot going on. Avery Fisher Hall, for example, was host to the 29th anniversary season of the Ensemble Spotlight series. Now, this is a series that's dedicated to fostering youth artists to help them grow, whether it be as conductors, composers. So what it does is, I'm an avid supporter of our youth. I believe that we have to foster the youth, whether it be in acting or photography or music. These are our artists of the future, and we have to pass on that legacy to them and support them. So that's why I make it a habit to go to the New England Symphony every year and see the high school competitions, to go to Carnegie Hall. All of these institutions do a fine job of incorporating, supporting the youth with their annual programming. Carnegie Hall, Avery Fisher Hall. For example, one of the programs that I saw in the last season was the Tuskegee University Golden Voices Concert Choir of Alabama, my alma mater, conducted by Wayne L. Barr. You might want to Google him and check him out. Quite talented. Some of the scenes or some of the scores of the concert might be familiar to you. For example, Talk About a Child, Wade in the Water. Sure, everyone's heard that one. It's a standard. It's one of my favorites, actually. Psalm 57, Hold Fast to Your Dreams. Now, if these titles don't inspire you to support our youth and to keep those scores coming forth through our youth, I don't know what will. Now, in addition to that series, there's also the American Symphony Orchestra's 50th anniversary, which began last year. It's going into this spring. It's almost coming to an end. There are a few titles left, but it opened with Franz Schmidt's Notre Dame, which I saw. It was very moving rendition and conductor. And that began in last March, I believe. We are currently coming into we just passed the January 2013 season, and that title led with What Makes a Masterpiece by Bjork, Brahms, Heinrich von Herzenborg. February 2013 was Truth of Truffles, Yum, R. Brahms. And let's see, there's Carl Amadeus Hartmann. Amadeus, concerts, concertos, need I say more? March 2013, The Vampire. Unfortunately, I missed that one. I had a conflict. But I do get out as much as I can, and I hope that you will. The final season will end in May of 2013 for the anniversary, and the title to look for is Hungry Torn. So that's what's been going on for the 2012 to 2013 season. So if you didn't make it to Manhattan, there's a short recap. There's tags in the video below the YouTube video that you'll be able to look and Google and click on those tags, and hopefully they can lead you to Carnegie Hall or the American Symphony Orchestra, their final seasons that are about to wrap up for the spring, and you can still catch something before May. So that's what's going on, and again, in about a week from now, I'm going to post some video tutorials, some short 3 to 5 minute video tutorials explaining in more detail about the castings that we have going on for both of our web series, On the Town, to finish up starting in season 2, because I'm going to do 4 more episodes for On the Town, for 12 episodes that will finish up this season. Then we'll start with season 2 of On the Town, where we're looking to branch out and bring in other hosts, virtual hosts, from around the country, such in other markets that might have something going on, like Chicago, Boston, Seattle, Los Angeles, Miami. We'd love to know what's going on in your areas, in your local communities. If there are arts events going on that you'd like to share with our online communities, we would love to have you do an episode as a virtual host and welcome you to our network of friends in our arts community, which is growing exponentially thanks to your support and friending our Facebook pages and IMDb pages, and we'll do the same for you, of course. And in addition to that, of course, the Shakespeare Series. So again, look for some video tutorials, subscribe to our newsletter, and we look forward to staying in touch. This is Gregory Michael for On the Town, episode 1.8, Back to the Best. And I'll see you next time.